All right, so guys, this is a problem here out of 4.5. Excuse me, and we're supposed to be graphing this function right here, y equals 6 sine of pi over 3. And so the student has already found the amplitude. So remember, the amplitude was the number in front here. The period. So remember, when we're going to do the period, we're going to take the number in front of the x, which is pi over 3, and we're going to divide that into 2 pi. So the way you could do this, and the student got it right, but I just want to show you everybody how you do it. So we can say, look, I'm taking 2 pi over 1, and I'm dividing it by pi over 3. And if you remember, the way we divide fractions is we multiply by the reciprocal. And so this pi here and that pi there are going to cancel. And so we just go straight across. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 over 1, yeah, that's just 6, and that's how we got that part. And so the part we're going to figure out now is, how am I going to find my points, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the problem on the next slide. Y equals 6 sine pi over 3x. Okay, so y equals 6 sine of pi over 3 with an x. Okay, so remember, I'm going to find my first point and my last point by solving this inequality, okay? And so just like we were doing yesterday in class, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this guy by multiplying it by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of pi over 3 is going to be 3 over pi, okay? And so I'm going to do that all the way across, and 3 over pi, okay? So 3 over pi times 0, that's still going to give me 0, okay? And these 3's will cancel, and those pi's will cancel. There's my x. And this is less than or equal to, again, I'm going to think about that as 2 pi over 1. So this pi and that pi will cancel, and 2 times 3 is going to give me my 6, okay? So we got our first point, and we got our last point, right? So the first point is going to be x equals 0, and the very last point is going to be x equals 6. So now what I need to do is I need to find my 3 middle points. So I'm going to do that on the next slide. I'm going to say pi over 3, with an x equals, remember that this one here is pi over 2, and I'm going to say pi over 3 with an x equals pi. And then I'm going to do this one more time, and I'll do it on this slide because I got a lot of room here. Pi over 3 equals 3 pi over 2. Okay, so let's solve the first one. Just like we did earlier, I'm going to multiply this by 3 over pi. I'm going to multiply this by 3 over pi. So these 3's will cancel. Those pi's will cancel. That's going to give me my x equals. My pi's are going to cancel here. That's 3 over 2. Okay. So here's my second point. Let's think of this pi as pi over 1. And we're going to go 3 over pi and 3 over pi. So this pi and this pi will cancel. That 3 and that 3 will cancel. These pi's will cancel as well. That's going to give me a 3. There's my third point. And then my fourth point, so we're going to go 3 over pi and 3 over pi. So those will cancel again. I forgot my x, so let me put it there. Okay, and then this pi here will cancel with that one, and that's going to give me 9 over 2. Okay, so now look, let's do it like this. Remember, here was our first point, right? Our first point was x equals 0. We find our second one to be 3 over 2. X equals 3 over 2. We found our third one to be 3. X equals 3. And then we found our fourth one to be, I think it was 9 over 2, wasn't it? Yeah, 9 over 2. Okay. So now I got my 5 points, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my table. I'm going to go like this. X. So we had 0. Oh man, I forgot them already. 3 over 2, 3, 9 over 2, and 6. 3 over 2, 3, 9 over 2, and 6, right? That's what it was. 9 over 2 and 6, okay? And then we had pi over 3 with an x, right? And so this is going to be 0. These are going to be my standard values, right? That's my pi over 2. Come on now. pi over 2, that's my pi, that's my 3 pi over 2, and that's my 2 pi. And then we have the sine of pi over 3 with an x. Okay. And so remember, sine of 0 is 0. This is going to be 1. It's going to be 0, negative 1, and that's back to 0. And then the function that we were drawing, or the equation we were trying to draw, was now we have a 6 in front of it, right? And so now all I'm going to do is multiply each of those numbers by 6. So that's still 0, that's still 6, 0, negative 6, and 0. So now when I draw my graph, and I'm going to kind of do this just kind of freehand here, y'all. Okay. So I have 0, I have 3 over 2, it's supposed to be a 3. I got 3, I got 9 over 2, and I got 6. And then I'm going between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And I'm just going to kind of do this number. So we're going to go here to, and I'm going to do this in green so you guys can see. So this is going to be 0. That's going to be 6. That's going to be 0. That's going to be a minus 6, and that's going to be 0. And then all I'm going to do is connect my dots, right? So again, if y'all got any questions, y'all let me know. I'm happy to help. Take care.